there is a challenge that is, just kind of peculiar to us in this generation. So there is something that is peculiar to us in this generation, and that is the fact that most of us are busy. When it comes to being busy, I believe it's a general thing. We are all busy because we are in a busy world. That is it. Both those who are busy doing the right thing and those who are busy doing the wrong thing, those who are busy doing the things that are necessary, those who are busy doing the things that are not necessary. Everybody is busy. We are in a busy world. There is always something that will keep you busy. There is always something contending for our attention. In fact, we have a lot of things contending for our attention. Those things, some things are distractions, some things are necessary. So we are in a busy world, but the important questions to ask is, why am I busy? Because this is the time that some people will claim they are busy, and what they are busy doing is just trying to catch up with maybe a series on Netflix or Telemundo or whatever. And they too will claim that, oh, I'm busy. Some people are just busy with their phone, and they will also claim, oh, I'm busy. Some people are just, busy doing what is not necessary, and they will also claim, oh, I'm busy. So before you conclude that, oh, I'm a busy person, what exactly is taking your time? Because a lot of people don't prioritize things. And so we need to get clarity on that. Clarity on that particular aspect is very, very important. Why am I busy? What exactly is taking my time? That question is a very important question for every one of us to ask. And I'm going to discuss right now the wrong reasons why people, have stress and busy schedule. There are reasons that are just wrong. It's not the right reason for people to be busy. And I'm going to be discussing that right now. The first thing is lack of planning. When people say they are busy sometimes, it's actually because there is no plan in place. What I mean by that is, imagine someone waking up in the morning, and maybe just because you are less busy, so you are like, I'm less busy today. And before you know it, you find yourself going back and forth with your phone without necessarily working on anything or achieving anything. And then at the end of the day, you now realize, but I have things on my to-do list. I have things I'm supposed to do. How come I didn't achieve them? So you just realize something somehow just keep taking your time because there is no plan for it. The moment you don't plan your day, you will just find yourself unconsciously sometimes wasting it. Yes. So lack of planning is a wrong reason. It's one of the wrong reasons why people are stressed and they have this busy schedule. Misplaced priority. Yes, a lot of people just misplace their priority. And this generation that we are in, if you are not very careful, you will fall victim of these things. What is your priority? If you cannot prioritize things, it is a wrong reason for being stressed. Some people are stressed not just because they are totally busy, it's just because they don't prioritize what they're supposed to prioritize. Another one is media. Yes, media is taking people's attention these days, and it's a wrong reason for stress. People watch film overnight, and they get to work the following morning and they are dosing of like, what did you do? What did you spend your time doing? They spend their time on YouTube watching films and all of that. I think you should prioritize your rest. I think you should prioritize sleeping, not catching up with, a film or something at the expense of your rest. That's the wrong reason for being stressed and having a busy schedule. Over parenting, yes, this is particular to parents. Over parenting. Okay, so you have a 5-year-old and your child is back from school. You are the one that wants to off the shoe. You are the one that wants to have the uniform. You are the one that wants to make the food. Even the things that the child can do by themselves, you don't allow them do it. Over parenting is why some people are stressed. You know, when your child gets to the stage where they should be able to make their bed, and you are still the one making the bed, your child at certain age, maybe anything from 3, your child should be able to, maybe your child is still using potty. Your child should be able to carry the potty by themselves. Little things like that your children are supposed to do, but you're not allowing them doing it. So you're over parenting and it's stressing you out. It's stressing you out. Over parenting is stressful. The aim and the goal of parenting actually is for your child to gain independence, not overdoing everything for them. You know, you have a 4-year-old, your 4-year-old should be able to flush the toilet after using the toilet, even if you have to still clean up for them in a way. But there are little things they should be able to do, not that you are the one doing everything. So over-parenting is a wrong reason for being stressed. Yes, if that is one of the reasons, please, is a wrong reason. And the reason why a lot of parents are stressed is because there is no, knowledge of how to manage some things in place. There is no knowledge of what to teach your child per time. There's no knowledge of what to put in place that will help you. If you lack those things, you'll be stressed out. And it's just the truth. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, my daughter, I've started her on, washing our socks, our school socks by herself when she was, I think she was not even up to 3 years. She was 2+. Now, when she started, she could not wash it clean. I will still have to rewash, but I started that early so that some stress will not be part of my stress again as she's growing. So I'm intentional about the things she can do herself. So the moment you start your child up very early on chores, you will see that as your child is growing, you'll be having less stress. So over-parenting is a wrong reason for being stressed. You have a 12-year-old and you are still stressed out in the kitchen. No, it shouldn't be. You say, oh, because it's a boy, Who should be more responsible if not a boy? Teach your boy to cook. Teach your girl to cook. Don't over-parent your children. You are the one offering the socks. You are the one doing everything. You will be stressed out. And it's just the truth. And it's a wrong reason for being stressed and for being busy, actually. The last one is inability to create a support system. Yes, you need to have a support system. Yeah. It's important that you have a support system. We all need a support system. And please, it's important that you ask for help. So the next thing is, how do you cope with a busy schedule? Number 1, prioritize. Know your priorities. Plan your day. See, as simple as waking up in the morning, I do this a lot. Even on Saturday, I will write out everything we are going to do. Same thing, I'll do the same thing for my daughter. Okay, this is what we are doing. This is this morning, you will do this, you wash yourself, you will do this, you do this. Is planned. At this time, you are going to watch your cartoon. At this time, we are going to salon to make your hair. And it makes it so easy. Planning is very, very important. It relieves stress. If I want to sleep, I will include it. Okay, I want to sleep at this time, and you must not disturb me. Maybe I will now plan it that, okay, since this is weekend, when you are having your screen time, then I will be taking time to sleep. So planning is very, very important. Time management, you must learn to manage your time. Then again, creating a support system. You must have a support system. Buy comfort. If you are working from Monday to Friday, there's nothing that says that you should not get somebody to help you wash your toilet on Saturday and rest. And now create time to stay with your children. So I'll be taking, oh, sorry about that. I'll be taking all these now one after the other. So number 1 is prioritize. Now, what are the things that you need to prioritize? What are those things that it's important that you prioritize? Sorry, please. Number 1, Prioritize your spirituality. I said this at the beginning. I'm a saint, and you will see the traces of it in what I do. This is not a spiritual gathering, of course, but then I can't remove that part of me from whatever I do. So number one, prioritize your spirituality. You see, as a mother and a wife, prioritizing your spirituality can mean that when you are cooking, you are praying. It can mean that as you are changing your diaper, the diaper of your child, you are praying. It can mean that as you are going to work, maybe you have the opportunity of plugging in your earpiece and you are listening to worship song. I'm telling you, even me myself, those are the things I do, because sometimes you don't have all the hours to do these things. But if you prioritize it, honestly, you just find yourself, trying your best. And by the time you come at night, like for me, according to the routine I use for my daughter, she goes to bed by 8. And when she goes to bed by 8, I have time for myself, because I may not sleep by 8, So between 8 and 10, I can quickly say, okay, what are the things I want to do? And that is when I will not say, okay, maybe you want to pray, you want to read the word of God, you want to do those things. If it is just 1 hour or 2 hours you're able to spend, it's something. So prioritize your spirituality. God is not expecting you. God understand that you have children, but He wants you to prioritize things. So please, there is no excuse for not doing the spirituals. That's just the truth. I was in a meeting some days ago now, and I was telling them about spiritual discipline. I said, there is no excuse. One of the things I say to myself is, I have no excuse. If I can check my Facebook, I can go to online, I can go to what, there's no excuse that is strong enough to take me away from my spirituality. You know why I'm also discussing this? You will need it in parenting. Number 2, prioritize your family. This includes your children. Then prioritize yourself. Many of us don't include ourselves to what we do. We don't include ourselves. We just prioritize every other thing without prioritizing yourself. Then let other activities come in. Why must you prioritize parenting? Why? Because parenting has a time frame. You have limited time. Your child will not always wait for you. Children will grow and go. Yeah, they will grow and go. They will not always be around. So you need to prioritize parenting because it is time. There is a limited time that you have. And you must be proactive in whatever it is that you do. You must influence your child before a negative influence shows up. You have to be proactive. I say this, children are like a fertile land, ready to be cultivated. The truth is, as long as there is rain, even if you don't plant anything, a weed will grow. An unwanted plant will grow. So before an unwanted plant show up, be proactive in planting what you want to see as early as possible. I mean as early as possible. Don't wait until my child is still 3 years, my child is still 6 months. Those are the excuses that some young parents give, and it's not just the truth. As early as possible. That's what parenting is all about. Because if you are not proactive, by the time you want to do it, it will take extra effort. Now, another reason why you must prioritize parenting is if you lose your child to the devil in the process of looking for money, you may later pay with what money cannot buy. Yes, all this is work, is this, is that. You may later have to pay with what money cannot buy. All right? Okay. Okay. So there is a war, going on between light and darkness, and your child is the target. Yes, your child is the target. Example, we have the gender identity crisis, all this LGBTQ, the lesbian, gays, and all of this. Satanism, we have immorality, we have drugs, we have decaying societal values. All these things are war that your child will face. They are coming for your child. So if you are not proactive, all those things, it will still, come back, to you as a parent. So let me go to the second one, which is planning. Yeah, it's important that you plan. In planning, you must have a clear parenting vision. You must create a parenting plan. You must set parenting goals. You must be able to break your goals into daily, weekly, and monthly routine. You must be able to engage your child with activities. Then you must have your parenting style. These things are not things I can teach here. Yeah, there are things that, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And all these things are the things that will be coming up in this course that is coming up very soon, parenting startup. In parenting startup, I'll be teaching you how to create a parenting vision, how to create a parenting plan, how to set your goals, how to break your goals into daily and weekly routine. And we are going to use it, do all these things considering your child's developmental stage. Right now, it is just 1,500 naira. After this first batch, is going to move to 7,000 naira again. So those are the things I'll be helping you to do in parenting startup. Yeah, you're saying something. Okay.
Oh, yeah. It was a mistake.
All right, let's come back to this. Why is it necessary for you to plan as a parent? Why is it necessary for you to plan as a parent? Number one, the devil already have a plan to come for your child. Do you also have a plan to prevent your child from the devil? That's number one. Number two, you know, we are faced with the LGBTQ, and they have this vision of 2030 that they are going to enforce their gender identity crisis. That's the name I coined out for it, gender identity crisis. And they are planning to legalize sodomy. You know what sodomy means? You know, when sex becomes everything. With the aim of coming for your children, what is your own parenting vision? These people have a vision. How many parents today also have a vision to prevent what is coming? That's a question that you need to ask. This is why it is necessary for you to plan. The LGBTQ, they have a working systems and strategies. What are your own systems and strategies? What? They have financial and strong political backing. Are we also enforcing the spiritual backing that we have? Because the only backing that we have is our spiritual backing. And please, shouting is not a parenting plan. Many a times parents tell me, oh, well, when you ask them, oh, your child is like this, what have you been doing? Oh, I've been shouting. No, in fact, I've been shouting. Shouting is not a parenting plan. It's not a parenting plan. You know, so what are you doing? What is your plan? What are you doing? There is so much coming for our children, and it will not just be okay for us to just sit down and think, oh, we are just fine like that. No, God is counting on us. Shouting will not do the job. God forbid, is not the action. We need to also have strategic plan in place. All right. So let me go to the next one. Time management. Manage your time well. Manage your time well. Practice scheduling. Use a to-do list. There is a magic that comes with you writing down whatever task you want to do. There is just that magic that helps you to get things done just because you take time to write it down. Set time limits. Yes. When I started using routine for my child, she was still very much young. And I noticed that I don't usually put time because I'm the one in charge. You know, she's young, so I'm the one doing most of the things. Now, as she's growing, I have to start putting time. So as she's coming back from, I'm telling her, you have just 45 minutes to do your assignment. That time limit will now make, if she wants to play, she'll quickly be like, let me quickly do it. I have time. I'm working with time. You know, it also regulates your child. It reduces the stress of shouting and, you know, even some misbehaviors. These things teaches some simple skills. You know, it teaches some simple skills. Okay, someone is trying to join. All right. So avoid distraction. Our phone is always distracting us these days. Our phones, our gadgets is always distracting us. And it is important that we apply discipline when it comes to all these things that we are talking about. Now, the next thing is number 4, create a support system. Create a support system. Now, many of us find it hard to ask for help. Please, when you need to ask for help, ask for help. There's nothing that says that you cannot get maybe a nanny. There's nothing that says that you cannot, just get help, because all arrangements can be stressful, truly. Buy comfort and for effectiveness and productivity. I said it the other time. If you are working Monday to Friday, there's nothing that says that you should not get someone to help you clean up on weekends. Just get someone to help you clean up on weekends so that you can rest and have time for your children. Work with a parent coach. Knowledge will ease some things. The knowledge that you have in managing your child will give you some level of ease, instead of just shouting and stressing yourself out. When you have knowledge of, okay, put this in place, you will see that the stress will just reduce. All right. So these are the things you can do to connect with your child daily if you are a busy parent. Number one, hug your child daily. Yes, you can do it too much. Hug your child daily. Say I love you always. You cannot oversay I love you. Listen to your child. Parents with calm, eliminate yelling. When you are around your child, don't just be yelling and yelling. I know children can be stubborn. I know children sometimes will trigger us, but please avoid yelling. Do at least one activity to bond with your child. This can be reading a book with your child. This can be telling them stories. This can be singing and dancing with your child. Just do something to bond, maybe for just 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes I tell my child, I'm only going to tell you just one story, and within 5 minutes, I'm done. And it matters a lot. The deposit on daily basis, it matters. So it's not something that you are looking at 30. It may not be more than 10 minutes, but have that one activity that you do that helps you bond with your child. So, okay, for those that are just coming, I'm going to go back to this. Parenting Startup is coming up very soon, and is a course where I will teach you how to create a parenting plan, how to create a parenting vision, how to create structure for your parenting. And the additional benefit to this is that you are going to have access into my inner circle, which is also the Wise Parent College. You are going to have access to monthly coaching. You are going to have access to accountability structure. To gain this access, it costs 7,000 naira, but for this first batch, you are paying just 4,500 naira to join. After this first batch, is going back to 7,000 naira. So if you are interested, I'm going to post the detail of payment on the WhatsApp group after this class. All right. So please, if you need to catch up, is this session is that you are going to have access to the replay. So I'm going to leave you with this. You will never know that parenting is a big deal until you start learning parenting. Yeah. The difference between a wise and a foolish parent is knowledge, not just prayer. It is knowledge. And the reason a lot of people feel I don't need to learn parenting is because they don't actually know that parenting is a big deal. When you start learning, that is when your eyes will now open and you will now know that, this thing is actually not a child's play, because there are some things that will open up to you, and there are so many things that you are going to learn. All right. So I'm going to end this session right now. And if you miss any part of it, you can please catch up with the replay. All right, we don't have so many because it's a Monday evening, and I quite understand. Thank you for joining, my sister. Good evening. Okay, so we are ending the class now. Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you so much. All right. See you. I'll drop the comments on the WhatsApp. Thank you. Bye.